Hello there. You don't know who I am, but thanks for tuning in, because in this episode of the Great North American Sega Master System Game Hunt, we are taken to the skies. Now, if you're new to this series, what we're doing here is we are collecting all the North American Sega Master System released games here. And by North America, I do mean the United States. We're looking to collect all of them, the full meal deal. We're looking to get the cartridge, the case, and the instructions. We're trying to get it all. We want a fully complete collection. And as we're going along this journey, we like to pick a couple games to review and talk about so we can experience them all together. And then in today's video, like I said, we're taken to the skies with Choplifter and Thunderblade. I don't have a really cool piloting helmet to be wearing, but this will be fun, trust me. And before we get right into this, if you'll just let me take a moment to talk about growing up in the 80s. Helicopter games throughout the 80s were all over the place. All over in the arcade, all over Nintendo, all over Sega. I mean, helicopters allowed you with full movement for everything and everywhere, right? You could be in every space you can imagine with a helicopter because you could make that maneuverability. That's all ridiculous. Don't use that. I learned to love the helicopter from Airwolf. So now let's get into discussing these games and checking them out, see how they look. And that sounds alright for the moment.
Sega challenges you with the ultimate video game. The Sega Master System, with twice as much memory as any other video game. Advanced video technology like scrolling backgrounds, graphics in 64 colors, digital sounds, and light phasers. And you can add to the excitement with sports pads, control sticks, and the first video games ever in 3D.
Sega's the one.
The Sega Master System. The challenge will always be there.
Alright, here we go with Choplifter up first. Let's show you everything we've got here. Look at that, still got the tab, that's always good. That's some cool artwork. I do like that. That little minimal look there is good. Now my instruction manual for this one is a little beat up, but that's alright. We've got the whole thing here. Maybe in the future we can find a better copy of the instruction manual, but that's alright. So let's go ahead and read what this is all about before we get into it. Mana Chopper in the nation's top action adventure. The leading home computer game in the US has just become even better, with more detailed graphics, more geographic locations, even more challenging maneuvers. If you're not familiar with the scenario, here's how it goes. Pocket of international hostages are trapped all across the world, in the Middle East, in the South Seas, and in a secret base somewhere in a cavern. You man a helicopter rescue team, and your job is to take your helicopter down, rescue the hostages, and then fly them back to safety, all the while dodging and destroying dangerous enemy fire. An action-packed helicopter game at its best. Well, I think they could have done a lot better in the description, but as you know, Choplifter was released on almost everything, on every system available. Now, I spent most all my time playing Choplifter on the Commodore 64, and let me tell you, that was, while it was fun, it was definitely a very different experience than Choplifter on the Master System. Either way, let's go ahead and take a look at Choplifter for the Sega Master System and see how it plays out. Choplifter for the Master System. Released in September of 1986, this was of course published by Sega, and it was developed by Sega as well. More specifically, it was reprogrammed by Sega. Yeah, good old Choplifter. If you were anywhere in the 80s, you saw Choplifter. Whether it be on your console or a friend's console, your computer or your other friend's computer, you saw Choplifter, and you played Choplifter all over the place. Witness, the one thing that made Choplifter ubiquitous and being able to be on every system available was that it was that great balance of gameplay and challenge. It was just that sweet spot. As you learned more and more, you were able to complete and rescue more and more hostages, and it just gave you that extra, that extra kick in your butt just to go back and try again, and then try again, and then try again, and each time you got further and further along. It's just, like I said, it's just that sweet spot that everybody's looking for when they're making their games. And Sega really knocked it out of the park. They really went that extra mile when they reprogrammed it here for the Master System, and they made this version of Choplifter very special and just added so much more to it. Some really great music, the graphics are completely improved, everything works for this game, and man, I can't believe it took me this long to actually find this version of Choplifter. But here we are, and here I am recommending it to each and every one of you. Wow, this version of Choplifter is the best version of Choplifter. I wish I would have known about this earlier because this was wow. So yeah, so like it says in the back of the box, the graphics just incredibly better. Well, gameplay experience so much better. Just the way your Hawk Z helicopter maneuvers and handles felt so cool and so smooth. It really feels like you're piloting a helicopter. Still not very easy, still all kinds of crazy bullet hell stuff going on, but that franticness adds to it. It's what gives it its charm, especially as you're going from stage to stage. And what I really liked the most about this was there were no bosses at the end of the stage. You're just trying to rescue the hostages, take them back to the base where they can be safe, go back out, find some more, and come back. Oh, man. I don't know how many more times I can say Choplifter on the Master System blew me away, and I'm so glad I got to experience this, and I will continue to get to experience this as I play more and more of it.
Okay, now we're talking Thunderblade. One heavily armed attack copter. Evil forces trashing your city. 12 rounds of major air-to-ground destruction. An arcade classic. Allow me. Note my aerial technique. Hey, guys, come on, you'll get your turn.
Thunderblade, just one of 70 games from Sega. And now look for the incredible Fantasy Star. Sega, major fun and games.
Where do they see Fantasy Star?
Sega's Thunderblade, Fantasy Star, and Master System sold separately.
Alright, let's take a look at Thunderblade. There we go. This guy here, again, that's a pretty cool graphic we got on the cover. Not the typical, just all white with one little snippet like Choplifter. Inside, we've got everything we need. Boom. Thunderblade. Thunderblade, Thunderblade. So let's take a moment to read the back here, because this is what we would be looking at and reading about when we pick these up at whatever store you were buying these from back in the 80s. Get ready to take part in the greatest helicopter battle of the century with Thunderblade, the Sega arcade hit. You're the gunship gladiator. You fly the Thunderblade chopper. Some say you're unstoppable. This mission will put you to the test. The enemy has invaded your country. That makes you mad. Ooh, that makes me mad. So you're going to stop them, all by yourself. Wow. In cities, over deserts and oceans, in caves and through refineries. You're cutting loose with your cannons and dropping air-to-surface missiles from your skids. From your skids. They've got tanks, air power, and incredible super fortresses. But you have guts, a taste for glory, and the meanest fighting copter in the sky. That makes me want to play Thunderblade. So with that great description, let's roll right into it and see what we've got. Well, here we go, Thunderblade. Released in October of 1988, developed by Sega and published by Sega. This is a lot of fun. Very impressive. Yeah, this gives us the classic 80s trope of memorizing where each and every enemy appears on the screen and knowing where you need to go in order to just get a little bit further each time. And then we get the surprise of getting this style of game here within Thunderblade. And instead of being top-down, here we are flying just like we were Space Harrier or Afterburner, just moving right along with the helicopter. And this is so cool to see. Yeah, Thunderblade does a great job with some big, large-scale items as well. Big sprites, great big backgrounds here to give you a pretty good sense of a really cool level design. The challenge for this one continues to ramp up through each stage, and it just gets more and more difficult, and you just gotta rely on your good old memory and trial and error as you just do things over and over again. This game loves to just keep you on your toes by switching back and forth between the two different modes and the two different views. This is just a great shmup for the Sega Master System, and one that is definitely worth your collection. Okay, wow. Thunderblade. You forgot in your description to say you had two modes of play. You've got the normal shoot 'em up, top-down view, which we all know and love, and we played throughout the arcades all through the 80s and 90s, and is still a staple of gameplay today. Then you've got some Space Harrier, Afterburner, third-person behind view fighting going on with them levels. Holy cow, that was great. That was really cool to see. I did not know that was going to happen until I was playing, and then wow, that changed things up, and that made the game experience for Thunderblade, man, so much better. Impressive, so cool. I never did play this one in the arcade, so I didn't know that was coming or it was on its way. And, you know, I try and go into some of these, especially ones that I don't know, like Thunderblade, I try and go in blind and just experience them for the first time. I mean, would that level change up like that? Oh man, it made this game really cool, because you didn't know when that was going to happen, or maybe there's a rhyme or reason to it, and I should just pay attention. I'm sure once you finish one little piece of the stage or something, because as it says on the back here, there's 4 stages with 12 rounds, so maybe, yeah, it just goes back and forth. Wow, that was neat. That was really cool. I really enjoyed the take on the music. It wasn't just a constant tune. It was just kind of in and out as needed. Really helped the ambiance there, or for me it did. It really helped good. Sound effects were great. Graphics were awesome. Impressive. Oh my gosh. Thunderblade. I had no idea. So now I've got another one I'm just going to play for quite a while because this was great. Thunderblade. Man, as you saw, and if you don't already have it for your collection, be sure to get it now. This is a must-have. Choplifter and Thunderblade. We took to the skies, and we had an amazing time with each game. Each one offered a different perspective, a different style, a different gameplay for whatever helicopter gaming needs that you have. Or maybe you didn't know that you have this itch for a helicopter gaming to be scratched. Well, here they are. Both these games are great. Both, as I keep saying, are worthy of your collection. And alright, so now we come to the portion of the video where we look at any new ads we have for the Master System collection. And right now, that is just one game. I know, but that's alright. We'll have more on the way. We've got the F-16 Fighting Falcon, and this is on the Sega card. Show you, we've got everything here now. Look. We've got that. We've got the Sega card with its little plastic sleeve, which is cool. And also in here we have the sweet game catalog from '87. So that is great to have all in here. There we go. Interesting to see how they had 2 different formats for the Master System. But there we go. F-16 Fighting Falcon. That's what we get to add. So now I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed a little bit that we got to look at and see here. As I've been saying throughout this series, it's so fun here to be playing on the Master System and to discover just the greatness that this console still has to offer all of us with these great games like Choplifter and Thunderblade. Wow. But anyways, get out there, play some of your Master System, watch some Airwolf, have a great time, and, well, I'll see you in the next one. So, as always, game on.